I'm 32, a woman who was married to my husband, 34, for 8 years. We met when I was fresh out of college at 22, just stepping into adult life. He was already a few years ahead, with a stable job and a sense of direction. At the time, I felt like I had found someone steady in a world that felt uncertain. He was dependable, the type who made lists, showed up when he said he would, helped me build furniture, charmed my parents instantly, remembered the tiny things I mentioned in passing. We moved in after a year and tied the knot the year after. Everyone around us said we looked like the dream couple. But slowly, I started noticing the cracks. Not big ones, small things. He'd leave lights on, socks scattered, forget to reply or miss checking in when I hoped he would. He'd overlook a chore, get lost in his own head. When I brought it up, he'd brush it off, say work was busy, that I was overthinking it. It felt like I was the one keeping the wheels turning in our life. I was the planner, the organizer, the reminder, the bridge between him and the outside world. I handled birthdays, holidays, weekends away. I kept us emotionally afloat. Resentment crept in quietly. Every small oversight began to feel like proof he didn't value me. When we fought, he'd retreat, go quiet. I'd spiral, feeling like I was shouldering everything. In my head, I was the giver. He was just cruising. I never told anyone how bitter I felt. It all looked so perfect from the outside. And honestly, I was ashamed that I was so bothered by such minor things. Then someone new came into the picture. A guy at work, different department. He was married too. We teamed up on some assignments, started chatting more often. Texts during lunch breaks turned into late-night check-ins. I didn't mean to cross lines. It happened gradually. He understood what I was feeling. He said his marriage was strained. His wife was pregnant, and things at home were tense. I opened up about everything. My frustrations, my loneliness. He listened, cared. Suddenly, our connection became the highlight of my day. I'd light up when he messaged. I looked forward to work again. There were lingering touches, held stares, a closeness that teetered on the edge. We never crossed a physical line fully, but the energy was charged. I wanted more. He hesitated, said he was torn, said his life was complicated now. Back home, I was checking out, emotionally gone. I sat my husband down and told him the love had faded. He looked stunned, crushed, asked if someone else was involved. I lied, said no. He begged to go to therapy. I agreed, but only halfway. In my heart, I had already walked out. The other man consumed my thoughts. I kept hoping he'd be the one deep, all-consuming, meant-to-be kind of love. Therapy felt like a formality, a slow ramp to my departure. We kept going, but I was mapping my exit, dreaming of freedom, of a love that saw me fully. Finally, one Monday morning, I handed him the divorce papers. His face when he read them, I'll never forget it, like I pulled the ground out from under him. He asked if I was sure if he could fix it. I told him no. I thought I was being strong, choosing myself for once. At first, I felt high, liberated. I started seeing the affair partner more openly. Drinks after work, long nights out. I felt electric, alive again, like I had shaken off years of emotional weight. But that feeling faded. His wife had the baby. His life shifted. He started pulling back, canceling, taking longer to reply, prioritizing home. I got impatient, clingy. He got irritated, told me he had a new reality. He wasn't mine to lean on anymore. He called me needy, like I was some reckless desire he had to outgrow. My friends who cheered me on in the beginning started to back off. Some said less but judged more. Others stopped inviting me altogether. My family kept it cordial but distant. I convinced myself it was temporary, that people just needed time. But the silence started to feel heavy. And yesterday, sitting across from my ex-husband during our final mediation, it hit me how far I drifted from the life I built, and how lonely the new one feels. Thought maybe I'd say something to my husband, laugh awkwardly about how strange divorce feels. But that never happened. Truthfully, I don't even know what I was hoping for. Maybe just a tiny bit of closure. Maybe just hearing his voice. Without lawyers, without legal tones. But he walked in, sat beside his attorney, kept his eyes on the documents, not on me, like we were strangers, not people who used to share a bed, a life. When it ended, he stood up, walked away. No goodbye. I sat in my car outside the courthouse, numb, wanted to scream, cry, run after him, but I didn't move. It hit me then. I'd spent so much time making him the villain, so sure he was holding me back, that I never saw what I was giving up. I thought I was chasing freedom, but I just ran into loneliness. Final update. Divorce finalized last week. We met to sign the last stack of papers. I tried, told him I'd made a mistake, that he was the best part of my life, that maybe we could still fix it. He stared right through me, gave a tiny shrug, and left. I stood there crying, quietly, feeling foolish, like I'd slammed into something that would never move. Afterward, I texted AP. Yes, I know, but I was lonely. Told him it was over, that I needed him. He read it. 2 blue ticks. No reply. For hours later, he called, whispering so he wouldn't wake his baby. Said he was glad my stress was done, but couldn't talk long. I asked if he planned to leave his wife. He went quiet, then said he loved his child, that leaving might ruin his career, custody. Told me maybe I should work on myself. I hung up. He hasn't called since. I muted our chat. I stopped trying. I realized I shouldn't have to beg someone to want me. I should be desired, not tolerated. Somewhere deep down, I knew this wasn't going to turn into anything real. But I held on, because I didn't want to face the mess I created. I moved out of the storage unit and into a small walk-up. No elevator. Top floor. Let him keep our old place. Signed away everything. No claims, no fight. Part of me hoped he'd call and thank me, or say sorry. He didn't. Now, my friends either avoid me, judge me, or vanish completely. I don't even recognize myself in the mirror. 15 pounds gone. Coffee for breakfast. Half a protein bar for dinner. I scroll through local events. Never hit join. I've started the therapy form a dozen times. Never made it past the first page. And maybe people are right. I scorched my life. And now I'm crying in the ruins. I thought I was choosing passion. But I blew up the comfort. And the passion got bored. The man I wrecked my vows for is reading bedtime stories while ignoring my messages. The man I left probably remembers to hang his keys and sleeps just fine. Some commenters are right. Yes, I'm living in the mess, but I still care too much about how others see me. I gave up the apartment to look noble. Wanted him to see I'd changed. Wondered why the other man wouldn't choose me. But have I even looked at myself honestly? Until I do, I'll stay stuck, spinning in shame, blaming everyone else. I kept chasing love like a prize, when I should have asked why I needed it so desperately. Until I do that, no one can make me whole. Not my ex, not my lover, not even my friends. Good luck, they say. Maybe they're right.